So the practice I'm going to describe it, I'll lead you through it. It's not a fancy practice, right? So this is not formal meditation. Get your hands in a mudra, close your eyes. This is on the spot. And in my experience, this is a practice that is really supportive when you need to tap into your compassionate strength, your compassionate resolve and reserve. So let me tell you what it is, and then I'll teach you how to do it. It's an idea, it's a visualization that you could breathe in and out of your physical heart. Now, you've got a great working model of the anatomy here. I don't need you to get it too complicated, but to just like how the feeling of it would be. Like, what if your nostrils weren't on your face and they were actually on your chest and somehow the airflow went right into your heart? Don't make this too anatomically detailed, just the idea of it. Inhaling into your heart, exhaling out of your heart. It's a visualization that creates often a feeling state and a change in your autonomic nervous system activation that is balancing, that produces a grounding, a centering, while staying ready to act. It's, Joan Halifax sometimes talks about the embodiment of compassion as being a readiness to respond. And you can see that in the autonomic nervous system. You can see that in how your heart is functioning. So for whatever reason, the imagery of breathing in and out of your heart while taking relatively patient deep breaths, but it doesn't have to be like a complicated endeavor. It shifts you into that state. It increases heart rate variability. It increases the parasympathetic sympathetic balance that allows you to then engage with the world from a place of being centered and also connected to your compassionate motivation. And one thing that I'll say is I found in speaking to some other communities, people were confused about this. They thought it was a heart opening practice, that like somehow breathing in and out of the heart was meant to make you more vulnerable and sensitive. No, this is how to think about it. It's a heart strengthening practice. It's a heart nourishing practice, a heart fueling practice, or even a clearing away. So when your heart feels heavy, you could imagine breathing in and out of your heart as a way of lightening some of what you're carrying in your heart, in your physiology, in your mind. So that's the intention of the practice. I've already been talking about it way longer than the practice actually is. So let's try it on. And then when you would use this is anytime you want to connect to your compassionate strength or your compassionate motivation. So feel free to close your eyes if you'd like. Nothing interesting is going to be happening visually over here. Or just drop your gaze a bit and notice that you're already breathing, right? So that is the first step. You notice that you are already breathing, right? You're already connected to something that sustains you, that fuels you. Don't worry about over controlling your breath. Just breathe. Let yourself be breathed. And then you imagine that your nostrils are on your chest, or somehow your heart has a connection to the world around you. And you can just breathe into your heart. Maybe sense the heart expand as the lungs expand. And then imagine breathing out through your heart. Again, any way that makes sense to you, that gives you a feeling. You can actually feel the physical expansion of your lungs on either side of your heart. Right? You can actually feel that. And so you might focus on the quality of that whole area expanding as you breathe in. And that whole area, that expansion dissolving as you breathe out. Can you feel that expansion around the physical lungs as you breathe in? It can be kind of subtle. And that expansion dissolving as you breathe out of your heart. And as an option, as you're doing this imagery of breathing in and out of the heart, you could imagine breathing in whatever it is that you need to meet this moment. So you could imagine breathing in connection to your values. You could imagine breathing in the support of a mentor. You could imagine breathing in the last time somebody thanked you for the care that you provide. Anything that feels like a resource, you could imagine breathing it in, carrying that with you. And you can also imagine, if it feels more appropriate, the breathing out. So if there's something that you're carrying that you want to put down in order to be more effective in your next interaction, or in order to go home and interact with your family, you could imagine breathing out, breathing into the heart, and just breathing out whatever it is that you don't need to carry forward. That's the practice. And again, 3 breaths can be sufficient to change your physiology and to change your mindset.